Hey, today I'm going to be comparing 9 different vibration plates, show you everything you need to know about them, the pros and cons of each, and then I'll give my ranking from my favorite to least favorite. Now, I bought all of these, and so I've had them for about 2 weeks now, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the Lifepro here, which is the biggest one of all. It's the widest, and show you what they include. So this one comes with resistance bands and a bag for them. So they just go from light up to extra heavy. So there's 4 of them, and those can be used on around your ankles or your thighs while you're using it. Now, this is the remote, and this is like probably the most unique looking remote. All the other ones look the same except for the Mirac, and I'll go over that as well. And this one, well, most of them, all of them except for the Mirac, don't include the batteries, and they take 2 AAA batteries, so that is important to know. The resistance bands with handles that it comes with, they are the only ones that don't have a carabiner, so you have to loop them through the bottom here, which is a little bit harder to do. There's different types of carabiners as well. There's plastic and the metal ones, where the plastic ones are not as great, and there's also different types of handles, which I'll go over as well. I will probably be out of breath by the time I'm through this, because I'm going to be using them and demonstrating them. Let's go ahead and get started with the Lifepro. So standing on it, it's a very wide base, which I really like. And let's just go ahead and start. This one has 99 speed levels, and so the buttons here are to adjust the time. It starts at 15 minutes. If I just hold down the button to get up to 99, it's going to take a second, but you'll also see it and hear it in my voice. And then with this one, there are also programs, which I'll cover in with one of the other ones. So preset programs, and then you can go ahead and pause it and resume it later. Now I'm gonna have to turn them all off because some of the remotes work on the other ones, and so I'll have to just make sure I'm turning them off before I go to the next one. Now that's the Lifepro. It's very comfortable. So it just said Bluetooth connected. So 5 of the 9 of these have Bluetooth speakers, which was a nice plus with it. This is the zooms now. This one, the Glyph, the GD-Q, and these 2 right here have Bluetooth speakers, which this is the HVX and the AXV. Now with the zooms now, it's also a wider vibration plate, which I like, a little bit wider than some of the other ones. Now with this one, there's 200 speed levels, so about 100 more than the other one. And then those right there are push-up handles, which I'll also show you. So let's just go ahead, and this one has a 10-minute timer. So let's get it started. So as I mentioned, there's 200 levels with this. So the nice thing about this one is it goes up in increments of 10. So it's really like 20 levels, which is one of my favorite things about it. So it's you can adjust it very quickly, and then you can pause it to go back down to 0. And I'm going to show you the push-up handles as well, and then the resistance bands. So there we go. Now it has a 10-minute timer, and the remote here, these buttons are for the Bluetooth speaker. So you can skip songs, you can go to the next one, you can adjust the volume. And then the handles here are a little bit better with the carabiner, so a little bit easier to attach. These push-up handles are like the most unique thing about this one, which I think is a cool feature. So you just lift up the tabs here to go ahead and place them in different areas. The pad itself, like the actual pad, is very soft as well. Some of them, like this one, has a little bit more like aggressive parts on the edges, and especially this one here. And so I'll go over that for those ones. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. Next one is the Glyph. This one also has a Bluetooth speaker, and
Bluetooth mode.
So you can hear that. It also comes with 5 of these resistance bands and a bag for it. So they go from extra light up to extra heavy. And I already kind of mentioned what they could do with the Lifepro, since those also include it. This has a 10-minute timer, and this has 130 speed levels. Let's go ahead and start it. Now the cool thing about this one is how fast you can change the speed. So I'll go up to 130 and you can just see how quickly it's going up to that max speed. So that is a very cool thing with this one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you the programs and kind of talk about the different programs. So most of these have built-in programs for them, and I think some of them have 5 and then some have up to 10. And so if I click on program, you can see it says P1 below. Now if I hit start, it's gonna start on a specific speed. So it's starting on the 5th speed, and then every 10 seconds or every minute, it'll adjust. So for some of them, it's like every 10 seconds or 15 seconds, it'll change to a different speed. And then for some of them, it takes about a minute to adjust the speed. So that's the glyph. Next is the GDQ. Now this one is also very nice and has a Bluetooth speaker. So you can hear that. Now the handles on both of these for the glyph is very nice, and then also for the GDQ is very nice. The only downside is the carabiner is one of the plastic ones. Now let's go ahead and show the remote with this, because this one has a unique feature as well. So this one has 200 speed levels. So I'm starting on the first one. Now you see these 3 buttons here, these are actually to go to a specific speed. So the first one is a walking symbol, goes up to 50. The jogging one goes up to 100. And then the running one goes up to 150. So that is a very cool, unique thing about this one, because it makes it a lot easier to go through all the speeds. And this one has that feature. The Natini one has that feature, and the Aura Pulse has that feature, and those are the only 3 that have those features. Now, next up is the HVX.
Bluetooth mode.
This one also has those plastic carabiners for the handles, which isn't my favorite. So these are the same as the GDQ. Now, this one has a different display screen. So let's go ahead and show it so it's a little bit easier to see. This one has 120 different speed levels, and then you can skip the songs, change the songs with the remote as well. So one of the downsides to this one and the next one are how long they take to go up to the max speed. Just like holding it down, it's gonna take a while. So that is one of the things that is gonna contribute to my opinions on them. Being able to adjust quicker or slower is gonna affect what I think. Now, with these two, comparing to some of the other ones that I did previously, and including the glyph, these ones have a little bit more aggressive like textures on the pad itself. And so especially this one, the AXV, like this part right here is not as comfortable on your bare feet. And so that is something that if you're going to be using it barefoot a lot, you might want to take into consideration. The handles on this one are great. I like the foam roller having a lot more padding, because the one I'll be showing after this is a lot like thinner foam material, so it's not as good for the handles itself. Let's go ahead and turn this one on.
Bluetooth mode.
So this one is the last one that has a Bluetooth speaker. So let's go ahead and let's just do one of the programs so you can see. So it's going to change between different speeds. So it's going up to 20. Let's see if this is one of the ones that switches every 10 to 15 seconds or, okay, so yes, this is one of the ones that changes every 10 to 15 seconds. So now it's on 60. So if that's something you're looking for, now change to 40. Then if you want the programs to change more quickly, this is one that does that. As I mentioned, the downside to both of these are a little bit slower to adjust. Now we got 3 left. This is the Natini. Now this one has the most speed levels out of any of them, but the handles themselves are my least favorite because they're very thin and like not a lot of room to put your hand in, and just the grip is not my favorite. So that is one of the downsides to this one. This one has the most speed levels with 990, which is a bit overkill in my opinion. But the nice thing about it is it has these 3 buttons that can take you to one of the speeds a lot quicker. So let me just show you. So the first one, the walking, takes it up to 330. And then the jog takes it up to 660. And then the run to 990. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop that. So this one is still a good one. I think with the remote itself, even though it has a lot more speeds, it is a lot easier to change the speeds and a lot quicker. Now, these are the last 2. So this one's the Aura Pulse, and this one has 200 speed levels and starts with a 10-minute timer. This is one of the smallest. These 2 are also one of the smallest ones. Oops. But it does have those 3 buttons. So it takes it up to 40. And then 100 or 120. And then I believe, let's see what the highest one takes it to. This is the run, 200. So I believe that's the max speed. And there's also a pause button on this one as well. The downside is how long it takes to go back down to the starting speed. So this is gonna be the last one after I've done with this. So the last one here is the Lymphatic. This one does not come with handles, so it does not include handles. This is the remote. It does come with the batteries. It's the only one that does. But I think with not having handles, and this is what it comes with, the resistance band. And the other thing is the fact that it kind of curves down on the sides. And so for me, it's like not as stable because of that. A little bit harder to balance on. So the nice thing about this one is there's only 10 different speeds. So it's a lot easier to adjust. And now, with all those things being said, all the rankings, the last thing I wanted to just quickly go over is the weight capacity. So the lowest weight capacity is the Lymphatic being 300. And then I believe the Aura Pulse is 400. The Natini is 330. The Lifepro is 330. The GDQ is 450. The AXV is 330. The HVX is 415. And the Zoom's nail is 400. So they're all between 300 to 450. Now my rankings are in this order. These are my top 3. I got the Lifepro, Zoom's nail, and the Glyph. And then these are my next. So I would go with the GDQ next, and then the HVX, and then the AXV, and then the Natini, the Aura Pulse, and the Lymphatic. Now the Lymphatic is still a great option. I just think the other ones have more features, and so those are the ones that I would go with. Hopefully this is helpful.